Frontier markets, they're on the brink of becoming emerging markets, but they can also be on the brink of slipping down into a more chaotic environment. During my years of writing about emerging markets, there's one question that's come up quite a lot, which is, what should I invest in? So I've just written this book. The journey took me through 10 countries in the space of 6 months. It was a journey across 4 continents. I started by researching the best performing emerging market fund managers, and I asked them, which country do you favour the most for the next 5 to 10 years, and can I come along there with you? Kenya is absolutely beautiful. We went to the safari because tourism is such a big deal for Kenya. It's got one of the most successful technology companies in Safaricom. This is a company that basically created mobile money. It's got fairly good regulation. And then as a growing economy, the consumer sector is very, very important. Kenya is part of the global picture of countries that are fighting Islamic terrorism. Not only did it have a huge attack by Al-Shabaab, the president and the vice president were being charged by the International Criminal Court for crimes against humanity. But Saudi Arabia is a very advanced economy, and that's all around you from the buildings to the roads, but the infrastructure often doesn't work. The really big opportunity is the Saudi stock market opening to the public, which should be later in 2015. What you're seeing now from Saudi Arabia is a real push to get people working. There's huge inequality. The most surprising things was in the centre of Riyadh, visiting a slum. There is enormous repression. I came out of a museum and I was face to face with a crowd watching a man beheaded. Argentina is very, very unusual in that it's one of the few emerging markets that's actually been downgraded to a frontier market. Elections that are expected later this year will change everything. Argentina has done so many things wrong during the last few years that even if you have half sensible policies from a new government, it's going to be a massive improvement. Natural resources are important as well, even in this climate of collapsing oil prices. Frontier markets are frontier markets because there's a dangerous element behind them. In the case of Argentina, it's certainly because you don't know which way this government is going to swing next. I went to Vietnam with Mark Mobius, who is considered the grandfather of emerging markets. What Vietnam has going for it is a very dynamic population. I mean, the people are very resourceful. It's a big consumer population. There's consumption going on everywhere. Vietnam's biggest challenge at the moment is China. The Chinese situation has the potential to make Vietnam kind of a pawn, and the danger is that if it gets caught up in all of that, then it can affect trade relations. Nigeria will be the 3rd biggest nation on the planet by 2050. You have a country that's going to become hugely geopolitically important. We talked to the finance minister there, and she was less interested in talking to us about oil and more interested in other industries like Nollywood. It makes more films than Hollywood, more films than Bollywood. Nigeria's challenges are huge. Right now, Nigeria is the market that has the biggest losses so far this year. Number one, oil prices are collapsing. Nigeria's wealth is very, very unequal. It's extremely divided between the north and the south, and that's the roots of the tensions that we see now with Boko Haram. The elections are creating uncertainty and tensions, particularly because they've been delayed. Putting all that together, you see a country where there's very little reason to go in right now. The point is, after the elections, what this country looks like going forward.